about 25 minutes into the show, and I just realized I never hit go live.
Oh my God, everyone missed that wonderful guy who was proud of his business and his time there.
I got to shoot them putting the thing together, and it was great, and it was not recorded or broadcast or anything. To future viewers, I promise before we remembered to go live, this was all about food, and we were doing such a good job.
Order just now. This set, let's see. It's our signature dish. Handmade every morning for the past 80 to 90 years old.
And this is the China Street Fritters. And we saw earlier that Anthony Bourdain is. All right, we're at Maxwell Food Center. You've got to go back to your home country. That would be insane. No, nobody do that. Like if they had gone through this whole process with the school and already flown here and then told by the Chinese embassy, we're not gonna issue this because you can get it in your own country. Nobody would fly back to the U.S. to get it and then back to China. They would just be like, well, sorry, you're out of teacher. I'm not doing that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I contacted the LA consulate and said, if I do fly back, is it possible for me to get the visa from you? And they said no, get it from Singapore. You can't get it here because I don't have a residence and I don't have a driver's license in the U.S. anywhere.
She spoke to you and she's like, wait a minute. I think she was a little like taken back because she was like, oh my gosh, good. Because who knows what, other U.S. people over there do. They're probably just like talk slow and loud or something. But I like that the mutual respect there. And so that was something important for people to know about how important it is to learn another language, even if it's just the basics. Communication is important.
Yes.
Yes.
I was like, I'm glad you're taking this. I'm going to shove the rest of this food in my mouth.
Oh, yeah. What food did you get? What set was it? What meat and sides and stuff?
That's a great question. I feel like he's just hanging out right now. I feel like let's walk up there and ask him.
Yes.
Different places have different rules, but it looks like you put your tray away here yourself. Something the people in rich countries get duped into doing because the people that own the place don't want to hire someone to clean up, a la McDonald's. And I'm like, well,
looking at all the perfect, that food over there looks great, and the people there were so many little things about it because the first guy, when you were talking to him, he was proud of his food, proud of his business, has been there for 18 years, showed all the different types of food, and then you looked at a few other places, and then the woman that you spoke with. As soon as you spoke a little bit of, not English, just anything, she was like, oh,
dang.
I like this. Well, yeah, you were trying. Yeah, she was like, oh, he just did not speak English to me. And so I think she was like, wait. So she stopped for a minute. Then she spoke to you and she's like, wait a minute. I think she was a little like taken back because she was like, oh my gosh, good.
There we go. All right. Now let's flip the camera around and I will see if he will explain this to us because, he's a really nice guy. And I liked talking to him since he thinks he's been on camera already.
Right.
See if we can get him to explain. Sorry, I'm trying to get my mask on. Oh, it was very good. Yeah, excellent. Oh yeah, that's trash. There we go. Can you tell me again what sorry. Can you tell me again what I had?
What are these ones? What you ordered just now? This set, let's see. It's our signature dish.
Okay, signature.
Yeah. Comprising liver roll.
Yeah, liver roll.
Meat roll.
Meat roll.
Egg fry.
Egg fry.
And a sausage.
And then sausage. And you slice the sausage.
So you can see that the liver roll. Yeah. Right. You have liver, you have fry, and you have a little bit of fat. And it's an egg fry.
That's the egg fry.
After fry.
Right.
So this one is the sausage. Right. Rice.
Yeah.
This is the meat roll.
And the meat roll.
After fry.
Yeah.
This four is our main special item.
Man,
handling every morning for the past 80 to 90 years old.
80 to 90 years.
Second generation of ever employed people.
You're the second generation?
Yeah, my brother, say no, like, yeah.
Oh, wow, nice.
This is our
I was the ex-president. Okay. Wow. Okay, so 80 to 90 years, and you're the second generation.
Wow.
Yeah, you thought he said 18 years the first
Yeah,
time.
he said
That's
80. 80.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Wow, cool. Let me get out of the way. He's got customers. Okay, the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah. So we're trying to get this. And this is the China Street Fritters. And we saw earlier that Anthony Bourdain has been here. And one of these stalls extra popular. But I got to say, I mean, that was really good. That was a nice meal.
And that just showed how awesome that guy is, because he even went in depth and showed you each little piece of the meal and told you a little bit more about his business.
So, was it? I thought we walked in and kept one round, didn't we? Oh, this is the Anthony Bourdain place. Oh, they got no customers now. See, I would normally be eating right about now, but it seems like they're done. Well, maybe it's just did we get the quote for chicken rice? Can you see that whole thing?
Chicken rice is so fragrant and delicious. It can be eaten on its own. I mean, maybe he said it. I mean, you know.
Well, so what he was talking about was that the add-ons are what make the different chicken rice dishes unique, right? But basically what chicken rice is rice is cooked in chicken stock instead of water.
Right. So, oh yeah, that's
It is really tasty.
it ends up kind of tasting like chicken and dumplings, but you know, just rice instead. But without it being like a flour dumpling, when we cook our rice in chicken stock.
The ladies from the beer. That is so crazy to me, because if we had been talking about beer and someone said Qingdao, it would have clicked immediately. But since we were talking about a place, I was like, Qingdao. Boy, that sounds familiar. But she said the food was from Qingdao. Although it did look, I mean, honestly, it looked a lot like stuff you see in Hunan too. So I think it's just some generic dishes for outside of China. Everything just gets categorized as Chinese food, even though each region in China is very unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. You'll just have to trust me until we get there, and then we can look at all the different, regional specialties. Well, it's strange that the embassy is sitting there telling people that that's what they need to do, because even if it were the U.S., like I don't know if I finished saying it earlier, but even if I went back to the U.S., I would have to, I guess, not fake residency. If you get a bill sent to you, that's the bill.
Be here, yeah. It's like
yeah. But to say you have to be a resident, and then I go get all the documents to prove I'm a resident so that I can leave. That's not being a resident. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't make any sense that this is a requirement. But it won't be the first government thing that didn't make any sense.
That's exactly what I expect from any kind of governmental process anywhere ever, especially here though. But so I didn't expect it to be China. But I know at this moment. But this was something I read for Singapore from 3 years ago, even about the it'd have to be long stay resident, student, or work visa that you have to be in Singapore. But if that's the case, we could still do student if it's, affordable enough and somehow workable. But then coming back to the States, you'd have to have enough to be able to come back to the States and then leave again to go to China. Because the paperwork to get to do stuff here isn't the problem. It's the freaking flights to here and back there. Like, I mean, it is, everything's a problem, but I'm talking about the costly thing is the flight to here and then the flight back out to go to China.
It started with Vietnam saying, you've been in this country long enough, it's time to leave because COVID's over, which it, isn't even now. But just before the rates of COVID in Vietnam shot through the roof, they declared it to be over. And so you foreigners have to leave. And so I was like, well, great, is the border open? No. Because COVID.
Right. Oh my God.
From that point till now, it's just been one ridiculous thing after another. Nothing is, and I've said it many times, nothing is normal, and just don't go on vacation right now. Now, to be fair, things are pretty good here in Singapore. And if you're a large group of tourists, you just walk around with no mask, like you're getting dick hole. Those people just did. I don't know
And
if
it
you
was
can
good
see
in
it.
Cambodia too.
It was nice in Cambodia. Yeah, Cambodia was actually really great. And when I got caught there, that was one of my lowest points because it looked like I was not going to be able to get on the plane, and I would overstay the visa, not be able to get a job, and also not be able to pay the fee and fine for overstaying. That was stressful. That was a stressful moment, but
That was panic-inducing.
that was panic. I was panicked. Yeah, I was panicked.
Stressful, like in X infinity, and
as I had said before, if we ever get this channel off the ground, we have got some really good training on making travel arrangements. I mean, I don't see anything that could happen that. Well, let me not test it. But we've really been through it. You have been here helping me every step of the way. You've made it possible to stay sane through all of this. If I count as having been sane through all of this.
I think so, considering everything that's going on. Of course, look at who's saying that you are sane. But I mean, I've learned a lot about it. I love that I've learned from this anyway, but I really, really need you to be in China. Like, and of course I can help you if you get here, but also like other people need to help you. And you just don't want to have to rely on that. You know what I mean? And that sucks.
Right.
And you shouldn't have to. You have a damn job in China. A great job. You have a home there. You just need to get there. But I love that I've learned all this stuff. I mean, this is one of the reasons that people should watch and donate, y'all, you guys.
And sometimes just some random posts on Twitter. What else? Share it with a friend if you think it's cool.
Mm-hmm. Like, subscribe, share. Find something that interests you the most and just try and watch all the way through and just realize how hilarious we are. But also, I know I have lived vicariously through these travels. I feel like I've gotten to travel. And that's the point of the show is you get to experience it. It's not just someone telling you what it's like. You can see what it's like. And and there's more intimacy because you're closer to the people and you interact with these people that are in these different areas and they're welcoming for the interaction anyway, which is amazing.
Yeah. And what we do is we go to one place for an hour, like one place he would have been, like Maxwell Food Center. This would have been like a 3-minute segment in his show. And we just go there and we see it in depth. We see the whole thing, what it really looks like. We're trying to live stream the world as it actually is. And I think it provides at least a different view. Like I said, I'm a big fan of Bourdain, so I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But honestly, I'm such a big fan of him. I always thought, there's no point in trying to top that show. I wouldn't want to try to redo it and make a better version. I'm not going to be able to do that. So why not take a slightly different route? And also, like you're talking about the kind of show it is, it's worth mentioning, at least in passing in every episode, why we're doing it the way we're doing it. I'm a big fan of Anthony Bourdain, and I loved those old shows where he went around the world, and it's a smooth, well-cut, well-edited show, and I couldn't do that if I wanted to, but there's also, you miss something with all that. You get this boom, 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 I'm seeing 50,000 things in 1 hour. And what we do is we go to one place for an hour, like one place he would have been, like Maxwell Food Center. Something that lets you feel like you're there in the interesting, exotic place and seeing it. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing. And, we're doing it as I'm trying to get into China. I'm going to try and actually make a few more videos a week than we were doing before I get into China, because I was thinking we were going to be there so quick that I might as well adjust my schedule. But hey, we're here. We might as well get some stuff in Singapore and in Johor Bahru. That's where we'll be going for the next episode. We're crossing over into Malaysia while we wait for the visa. And then let's not say distant future, but at some point I will be back in China. And I feel like that's just going to be a treasure trove of sites that people have not seen. I think that's going to be a really good source of material for this channel. And it is live stream. So if people are watching live stream, you can always come on and comment. That's one reason we didn't like the previous software. There's too much of a delay. I want to be able to read comments that are, put into the machine. If you're making a comment, into the machine. That way we can respond to it. You say, "Hey, what's that?" Or what's the temperature there? Or what's the vibe? Or whatever. And I can answer you real time. So it's a different experience to do a live stream than it is to just go out and get some shots and edit together a video, or to get too close and whack somebody in the head with my camera as I ride by. That'd not be good. But so that's why we're doing what we're doing, and we're doing it as I'm trying to get into China. I'm going to try and actually make a few more videos a week than we were doing before I get into China, because I was thinking we were going to be there so quick that I might as well adjust my schedule. Yeah. So I think that's going to be a really good source of material for this channel. What do you think?
I think endlessly China. Basically, there's going to be so much to do there. It's huge. So yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, China's a huge country.
And in the not so distant future.
Oh, let's hope it's not too distant. Man, I've been waiting on this since January. I will say, when everything finally came through the last time, like in 2018, when I was in the U.S. waiting for my work visa, when it finally came through, you just sit and wait 5 months there. And then when it came through, it was like, we got the flight done. Get on the flight. Let's go. We're going to mail you something on Friday. Grab it out of the mailbox and then head to the airport. And that's what I did. And I was out. So just because it doesn't seem like anything's moving doesn't necessarily mean anything. That's kind of the way China is. It's like nothing. And then all of a sudden, boom, everything. All right.
But that needs to happen like ASAP.
Yeah, I'm ready for that. Well, I will say the school has already sent me money for the flight, which then got canceled. So hopefully they'll understand I don't have that money back in my hand immediately. But we're not going to book another flight. I told her, I said, let's not book another flight until we know for sure. But, and I don't know that this is
about the flight anyway. So it's,
no. China Eastern canceled it. And the weird thing is, I booked it as China Airlines, which I thought was a Taiwanese company. And then when it canceled, it was like, China Eastern has canceled your flight. And I was like, oh, so they're the same thing. But anyway, we'll find out more about that or less about that later.
Or less about that.
Well, I said, since we did a short, sorry, I just see my mic is in a weird place and I'm afraid it's not coming through good. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah. So maybe less about that. We'll talk more about that later, but let's not ruin this lovely ending of the stream that's lasted 15 minutes now. Erica, do you have anything else to say to our lovely viewers of the future?
Oh, lovely viewers of the future. I implore you, really, honestly, Patreon, folks. Patreon.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you're interested in the show, that is a great way to support it. And when I get to a stable location where I can, I'm going to order the stuff you get through the Patreon, because there are goodies in the Patreon that you get for subscribing. This is the whole reason you do it. Well, that and to support the show. But I can't show them to you because, we're migrating around all the places. I'm not in a stable location, so I can't show them. But hopefully when I get to China, I'll be able to have them mail the stuff to me so I can say, hey, look, this is what you get for the Patreon or with the Patreon. All right. Well, anywho, enjoy the next video.
Jag är den sista och de här kommer nog se personer som tar över. Jag är med sig kvar med inbörden. Men jag kan ändå vara till och med 4. Den är tid. Jag kan inte sätta från. Hemmerön! Nej, gick om det. Ja. Jag är den sista och de här kommer nog se personer som tar över. Jag är med sig kvar med inbörden. Men jag kan ändå vara till och med 4. Den är tid. Jag kan inte sätta från. Hemmerön! Nej, gick om det. Ja.